think police officers still understand that being a young black male in the Peel region, that the stereotyping, the racial profiling, it affects the self-esteem of a lot of young black males. And it's like that fear or that intimidation. It's that feeling of like you just never know.
There are good police and bad police. Of course there are. There's good everything and bad everything. If you go into any occupation, there's going to be good and bad. There's a lot of really bad days in policing. There are a lot of things that we do that people don't think about. We show up to calls where people die, where people are violently injured. This takes a toll on you.
Meet Officer Adam.
Hi.
Just Adam.
Are you shocked about what happened in the USA and with the police and like the Black African Americans?
It's very scary on all accounts. It's interesting that you speak of the United States and you speak of Canada, because I think it is a little bit different. But yeah, a lot of us in Canada are influenced by American media, and I hope something like that doesn't ever happen here.
What are your experiences?
I can pretty much say that it's been terrible. I've had a family member that was killed by police back in 2011. Junior Alexander Mannon, I'm not sure if you heard of it. It was pretty big.
I'm very sorry for your loss, and I don't know the details of that investigation, and I want to be very open about this. There are bad cops, and when somebody is a bad police officer and does something bad, it bothers me, it hurts me, and I don't want that person being a police officer.
I can't say it was your fault, but I do blame the police for it, because there are good cops, but there are bad, and so far what we're seeing is more of the face of the bad cops, no good cops.
I pride myself on being a good police officer, and I put a lot of effort into it. It doesn't start and end with my shift. In my teenage years, there were a lot of problems that I had, and the police were involved, and it resulted in my parents kicking me out of the house when I was 16 years old. I haven't been back since. I experienced homelessness, and it was a very difficult time. I was exposed to a lot of things that sort of shaped who I am.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Come on in.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name there?
Lance.
Lance.
What's
right?
your name?
Moina.
Moina.
Yes.
Beautiful name.
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you. Hi.
Hi, Lance.
Hello.
I'm Yelena. I'm Adam's girlfriend.
Nice
Very
to meet you. Hello.
Hello, Lance. I'm Scott.
Nice to meet you, Scott.
Nice to meet you too.
Scott's Adam's uncle.
Do you think that the area affects policing?
Yeah. The environment affects everyone in the environment.
Do you think that the fact that policing becomes different depending on the area, do you think the perception of that area and the biases that may come when you say certain regions?
I'll tell you, it's one of the things. It's a really good question. You have police, I'm sure, who will want to go into a place like that because they believe.
What you just said is how you refer to a place like that. It's those things. It's that perception. A place like that is denoting that that place is troubled or that place is high risk. I went to school in that area. Mm-hmm. I become who I am because of that area. I had great mentors that came from that area. Fabulous people that has helped my personal career to this day that came from that area. The first thing that you see is
who's you?
Me.
No, but you're saying you would see. Who's you?
You.
No. I mean, you're automatically assuming.
That's right.
The same way you're saying other people generalize Malton, is the same way you're generalizing everybody outside of
So let me
Moncton.
ask you a question.
Yeah, so how do you create a bridge between people who don't look at the world in those kinds of monoliths and stereotypes?
Exactly, because the point is the collaboration. But I want to ask you a question. When I ask young black males about what they feel about police, why is the common response fear?
All of us have baggage. So I have racist ideas in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I see two black youth coming out of a variety store, do I react the same way when I see two white youth coming out of the variety store? No.
Mm-hmm.
So we all have baggage. And we're all, but the thing is, there are those of us who are trying to deal with it on a daily basis, and those who just say, it's not baggage, it's the way the world is.
It hurts my feelings to hear that, you know, because I just want to be treated as a human being. You know, I just want to be treated for who I am as a person, not by the color of my skin. I remember leaving McDonald's with my little sister, walking across the street, and the police officer said, "Hey, you." So I remember turning to my right, and I looked, and they pulled in. So they both came out the car and approached me and my sister. "What are you doing here? What do you mean what I'm doing here?" That I'm just crossing the street. Start tussling with me, and my hand is in cuffs, and my teeth hits the back of the cop car. Then I'm on the ground, my face is on the ground, and then I'm being patted, my sister's screaming, and that was it.
You ain't got a lot of friends, I feel left out. Even though the sun shines, you still in doubt. It's hard for you to believe in minds of doubt. Try to you wanna say, so you try to find different ways to let it all out. But you're underwater, but we can't get it drown. People on the boat, reaching with their hands out. Listen, you know
It was fun, but I'm really out of shape. So you guys seem to play a lot better than me.
I think you still got it.
You got it.
You think I still got it, huh?
I grew up in this city, and there wasn't a lot of like diversity like this. You know, people label certain areas pretty much by the type of people that live there. You know, by the minorities, and come with their police presence, if you will.
We're going there because people call us to go there. I can tell you right now, as a uniformed patrolman, I would much rather sit in my car and drink a coffee the whole night if I could, but I can't. Because the calls keep coming and coming and coming and coming. And we're talking about violent gun calls, we're talking about drug calls, we're talking about pimping and prostitution calls, we're talking about stabbings, we're talking about shootings, mental health stuff. I would be very happy with a quiet shift, but in this region, there are no quiet shifts.
Lance.
How you doing, man?
Nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm looking forward to tonight. Come on in.
I'm excited. How long have you been doing this?
18 years.
Do they work?
Well, they're supposed to. We wear them and we trust them. So.
Are you ever nervous getting ready knowing that you're about to go out?
Every shift.
Lance Dyson, nice to meet you. For September 9th, I'm on the desk. Sergeant Green is Alpha, Sergeant Perot will be Bravo, 220 will be Mosh Pettis, 230 Oliver. All right, guys, that's it. There's nothing on CPIC. Let's get out there, be safe.
Dude, good luck out there. Smooth walk out.
Are you aware of racial profiling?
Sure, racial profiling exists, just like there's a bad apple in every pile.
See you out there. Hey guys, look.
Do you believe that racial profiling exists?
I would say racial profiling doesn't exist. I think that no, I don't think so. In my time, racial profiling to me doesn't exist. If I go into an area,
okay, your experience.
Yeah.
But as a collective, generically, the narrative that's being played out, do you think that is an issue that is always brought up within the community?
See, I mean, you hear it here. Are there biases? I think there are biases. Our job is, if I stop you, I got to tell you why I'm stopping you. If I stop you and just say, give me your driver's license, ownership and insurance.
That happens.
You're right. So those are the people, those are the officers who are not doing their job right. Do you have the right to question why you're being stopped? 100%. And if that person can't give a reason why, I would question it.
My dad will tell you, and my brother will tell you that when I'm driving and I see a cop behind me, I'm worried. I'm like, okay, is everything going good? Is my lights okay? Am I doing everything necessarily good?
Yeah.
I feel like as a black person, I need to be alarmed. I need to be, there has to be some kind of fear just because of what I see in the media, what I see on the television.
Yeah, I mean, that's unacceptable if you're in fact being treated differently and targeted because of your ethnicity. It's discrimination, and to me it's unacceptable.
When I walk on the street, I have to remember that I'm black, right? I want to walk on this earth and be the man that I'm called to be the man that I want to be, but that I'm limited in that, right? Because of my skin color.
But we need people from your community to be police officers. We do. You've got a job to do too. We're going to do our job as well, but we need people from this neighborhood to do their job too. And we need them to come work with us.
I know the police's motto is to protect and serve. Where you guys use the term serve, what does that mean from a police perspective?
I've played on the Peel Regional Police basketball team my entire career. We've been here many times. We've been to every school. Have you ever seen us?
Yeah, we played against you guys in high school.
Diversity Cup. Who mentioned
Killed
that?
you guys.
Played Diversity Cup. I played against you. I played against you. Played against you. That team didn't start after carding. That team's been in effect for 25, 30 years.
The reality is, police officers, especially white police officers, male police officers, you carry an oppressive power, right? It's a reality.
So where's your car right now? Hey guys. Hey Marco, how's it going? Let me just check your pockets to make sure you're good. Do you have a driver's license on you?
What do you mean now for the purpose of this one section?
I feel like a lot of people jump on a bandwagon because they really haven't had anything done wrong. So, you talk about yourself, you're in the books or whatever, and I feel tense. But what do you feel tense about? I'm not driving by you saying, oh, that guy there, Lance, I'm going to get him. So if you've never been done wrong by the police, and I'm not talking about being stopped or whatever. If you've never been...
But I have. I remember being stopped, pulled over by the police. Everything happened so fast, and out of that, my tooth got chipped. And I just remember leaving very, almost felt like violated and scared. And I don't even remember what, it was nothing. I just was walking across the street. But it's things like that, that will never leave my subconscious and experience.
So I'm going to be completely blunt with you. I'm sitting here and hearing that, right? If I'm listening to what you're saying, there's a large part that's been vetted or excluded.
People that have never been through it have a lot to say. When you really go through it, you don't have to say it. You feel it.
Always revolving, getting greater, had a favor, tailor-made for purpose. On the surface, the road to the sky. Who can stop what God is sown in the earth? All your dreams are gonna burn.
You alright? Nice to see you, man. Good stuff, good stuff. Good to see you, man.
I know for me, my experiences at a young age, I felt that either it was at the wrong place or the wrong time. We were influenced by those around us, because we didn't have a lot of role models, positive role models. And if we got caught up, there wasn't no support to say, how can we help you get out?
Being 12 years old, for example. I mean, even being in high school, you're arrested for 12 years old.
Yeah.
What do you really know at 12 years old, And instead of giving us another option out, another way out, maybe a workshop we can go to that might inspire us, you know what I'm saying? But it's being put in that system.
So like you guys, I had some issues. I think it's such an opportunity you have to work with today's youth. We're working very hard so that those stories don't get repeated with the generation you're working with.
Since the day I learned my first word, self-expression has always been second nature. A child prodigy of third world parents, so I have to tell my forefathers' stories on paper. Silence for too long, the strength of my tongue sentenced me to a life of right and wrongs. My penmanship bridges gaps of intergenerational dialogue.
It's definitely been an eye-opening experience. You really see what cops have to deal with every night. Hey.
Hi. Nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you. It's finally good to, put a face to a name.
Absolutely. A lot of the stories that were told to me, they were not positive stories.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm the target, right?
Yeah.
So it was tough. I tried to be as respectful as possible and listen.
Yeah. What kind of brought a little frustration at times was, I guess, the lack of acknowledgement that these things do exist on a collective whole.
I acknowledge that that did exist. Am I saying it doesn't exist in some small way now? It's possible. It's definitely possible. But I think it's getting better. And for me, I want it to get better.
Right.
Okay? I think that we're also influenced by a lot of events in the United States, which are not totally relatable to issues in Canada.
The perception is that the police officers are doing what they think is good for the community to pat themselves on the back to say that, look, we do reach out. And there's a miscommunication there when it comes to what the community actually needs.
Well, and I'm in agreement with you. Yeah. It's possible, after listening to you and all your friends, that we're volunteering at the community.
Right.
And we're not volunteering with the community.
Right.
Dialogue's great, talks are great.
Yeah.
But let's do something. Let's roll up our sleeves and do some heavy lifting.